Hi and welcome back to Cut the Crackle. Today we've got a bit of a Flashback Friday here for you. It's the LEGO Star Wars Shadow Troopers Battle Pack from 2015. Now this set released the same year as The Force Awakens, and it has the Disney logo on it. But on Brickset, it has this listed as being in the Legends sub-theme of LEGO Star Wars. The Shadow Troopers and Shadow Guards in this set originally appeared in the video game The Force Unleashed, although there have been other enemies across the old Star Wars lore that have used the name Shadow Trooper, going all the way back to a Star Wars comic from 1979, but the Shadow Guards have thus far only ever appeared in that game. I've had this sitting in my collection for a few years now, and I've been waiting for an excuse to build it. It's May. It's Star Wars month. Let's break open this bad boy. Okay, just gonna use a knife to get around those pesky punch tabs. I'm gonna try and keep the box as intact as I can. It did get a bit of tear on the back already, I think, from when I originally unwrapped it. Okay, so we got a couple of bags of Lego, and one heck of a folded manual. Blimey, that's a proper crease there. Obviously from sitting in a box like that for the last 5 years. Anyway, how about we get this fixed up with a little time-lapse speed build. So here it is, all built up. Like most LEGO Star Wars Battle Packs, you get 4 minifigures, and then a fairly simple vehicle build with this speeder bike here. Let's take a closer look at that, and then we'll inspect the minifigures. It might be a simple build, but I do quite like this speeder bike. The colour scheme used is really cool and dark with the predominant black on top. The curves at the front and back remind me a lot of Darth Maul's speeder bike from The Phantom Menace. Almost like this is a spiritual successor to that. The splashes of trans red here and there work really well. It screams dark and evil. You can just tell that this is a bad guy's ride. One thing I'm not entirely clear about though, is how the Shadow Troopers are meant to pilot this thing. I mean, there's no controls. Not even the suggestion of any. Are they supposed to, like, use the Force?
That's not how the Force works.
You've got some up and down articulation in these wings or flight flaps, and underneath each of those is a good old-fashioned flick-fire missile. If you want, there's also a clip on either side at the back where you can attach the Shadow Troopers stud shooters, and that can be used just for storage, or you could even see these as another built-in weapon system for the speeder. The real star of this set, and any battle pack really, is of course the minifigures. First up we have a Shadow Trooper. It is essentially a recolor of the old Imperial Stormtrooper minifig, but damn, does it look hot in gunmetal grey. There's almost a kind of chrome or metallic shine to it that just really catches the eye. The printing is very nice and crisp, and those black lines hold their ground against the dark base colour of the plastic. The front of the helmet has a kind of metal wash to it in a lighter shade of grey. Underneath that, we have the single most overused printed piece in all of LEGO existence. The Angry Clone. Still, even with that slight disappointment, this is a spectacular minifigure. The other type of minifig you get in the pack is the Shadow Guard, essentially a kind of inverse Imperial Royal Guard really. That red coming through underneath the black hood looks badass. Whereas the Shadow Troopers came with the standard battle pack stud shooters, these instead wield these red bladed lightsaber pikes. I think they look pretty neat, but I would have preferred the actual handles to be in a darker colour myself. Underneath the hood piece there's just a plain red minifig head, which is how you get that sinister red peering out from the hole for the visor. The cape, of course, is the older style that's almost like paper really. It's very scratchy to touch and unfortunately creases really easily, so not the best if you want to play with these or pose them a lot. Still, overall a great looking minifig. It's astonishing just how much impact a simple switch in colours can make. Overall, I think this is a brilliant little battle pack. It's interesting that a set like this was released when it did. The Force Unleashed came out in 2007, a good 8 years before this set hit shelves. It's kind of presented as a rebel set with the packaging. You even have a picture of Kanan and the Grand Inquisitor fighting down the bottom, although they're nowhere to be found in this set. And from my research, I don't believe the Shadow Troopers or Shadow Guards ever appeared in the Star Wars Rebels show. When The Force Unleashed was first released, it was boasted as being the official story that bridged the prequel trilogy with the originals. But when Disney bought up Lucasfilm, they revoked its canon status and bundled it into Legends. Since the acquisition, Disney have shown very little to no interest in producing merchandise based off the old EU, so this set is really a puzzling anomaly. I can only assume that the set was in development prior to Disney's purchase of Lucasfilm in 2012, but even that seems a stretch. And why would LEGO even start developing a battle pack based on a game 5 years prior? Answers on the back of a postcard, please. What do you think of the LEGO Star Wars Shadow Troopers battle pack? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, and if you haven't already, be a hero and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time. Laters.